I call now Ms. Albana Vokshi from Albania. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. I will speak on the approval of the criminal code in Albania and the Chilean effect on the media. This week, on Tuesday night, after midnight, the Albanian Parliament adopted amendments to the criminal code that contradict the findings and recommendations of the Council of Europe itself. Only a few months ago, Council of Europe facilitated working groups, the dialogue platform for freedom of expression. Independent legal experts reached a clear, unanimous conclusion. Defamation and insult must be fully decriminalized, without exception, without registries, without conditions. Criminal law, they warn, creates a chilling effect on journalists, civil society, whistleblowers, and all those who speak for the public interest. Yet, instead of implementing this recommendation, the socialist majority in the Albanian Parliament chose a different path. Against the advice of this Assembly, OSCE, ODIHR, EU, and against repeated calls from international and national journalist organizations, defamation remains a criminal offense. Protection is made selective and conditional. Legal uncertainty is deepened, and the risk of intimidation through criminal proceedings is preserved. As we speak, 77 journalists in Albania face criminal defamation charges by ministers, mayors, by former prosecutors and judges dismissed through vetting process. This is a threat to freedom of expression and to journalist safety. European standards are unequivocal. Defamation and insult must be addressed, if at all, only through proportionate civil law. It is a direct deviation from the Council of Europe's standard, from Article 10 of the European Convention of Human Rights, and from this Assembly's long-standing position that criminal law must never be used to regulate public debate. The criminal code was voted, among others, by deputy prime ministers whose parliamentary immunity is currently being blocked to preserve her arrest, to prevent her arrest, despite a formal request by special anti-corruption prosecution. The irony is painful. In Albania, an ordinary citizen risks prison for parking double row in a wrong place, while a deputy prime minister, under investigation from procurement violation worth 1.1 billion euros, remains untouchable and votes on the criminal legislation. 6 weeks, Albanian Parliament has deliberately refused to examine SPEC's request. Lift immunity of Ms. Ballukut. Meetings were cancelled, agendas suppressed, deadlines invented, and even an entirely unrelated constitutional court request was used as a pretext for delay. This has never happened before since the justice reform. At the same time, Parliament rushed after midnight to approve a criminal code that tightens criminal pressure on speech and citizens, and while shielding power from accountability. This is not just hypocrisy. It is a systematic inversion of rule of law, harsh for the weak, paralyzed for the powerful. If this Assembly tolerates such obstruction of justice, the credibility of Albanian justice institutions